So today I'm going to talk to you guys about 3 things you can expect when you walk into a tattoo studio pretty much anywhere on earth. So one of the first things you can expect when you walk into a tattoo studio is going to be 3 things. Either a person is going to be sitting there that is a gatekeeper, and that person is completely there to qualify you and kind of see if you're cool enough to get tattooed by whoever it is that's working in the back. That person can also be a helper, a person that's there as a customer service representative, just like any other business type you've ever been into, from a nail salon, massage parlor, all the way to a hair salon or a dentist. And you kind of have to ask a few different things. This is what I'm going to give you now so that you have the tools to be able to overcome the gatekeeper if you choose to, or what I would give you is the ways to get the heck up out of there and go find something better. And then I'm going to give you a few tools so that you can talk to the customer service representative. They have a number of different names in our industry, so we're going to just call him front desk for now. So to start, you walk in the door, there's a person there at the front. That person is going to ask you some questions, or they're going to ignore you, depending on who it is. So to me, the gatekeeper is a nightmare, and the other person that's there as a customer service representative is like a dream. So look at them accordingly. And you can kind of identify this by just asking a few questions. Whatever you ask this person, they're going to seem really uninterested. They're going to seem like they'd rather be chewing their gum or looking at their Instagram or something than to be talking to you. And it's pretty normal practice in our industry. And to be completely frank with you, I cannot believe that it's lasted all the way into 2020. But hopefully with some of the tips and tricks that I'm sharing with you, you, the client, are going to be able to completely change this over time. And tattoo shops are going to have to step it up. So next part of that, if you're talking to the person, they are a customer service representative. Remember that this person is there to help you. They're not there to keep you from getting tattooed. They're there to help you get the best tattoo. And you can ask them all the questions you want. You're not going to offend them, because in that case, they're there to facilitate the best artwork between client and artist. This is the way that I've built my studios, certified tattoo studios, and that's the way that we run them. You come in and you meet with one of our shop managers who will start to identify your goals and explain to you and educate you on the best practices, some of the opportunities and possibilities that you may not know have existed. And I can't really speak to other shops around because I don't necessarily know everything about how they run it, but there are good people in place at some of these places. If you meet one of them, talk to that person. They're there to help. And you're not going to offend them, because they are not the tattoo artist. They are there to help the tattoo artist also get a really good tattoo out of you. So hope those helped you with that one. The next thing, one more thing you can expect when walking into a tattoo shop is artist pushback. And this is basically when you talk to an artist, you start to give them some of your ideas. Maybe you have a photo on your phone of something you found on the internet. Maybe you saw a friend's tattoo or something on Instagram and you love it and you want to get that exact tattoo, and that's it. You got it figured out. You've never had to learn the right way to go through this, and that's what you've decided is probably the easiest way to communicate with the tattoo artist, is to just show them a tattoo of exactly what you want. I'm going to tell you that is not necessarily true, and this also comes with a little star at the top, because some artists are just completely weird, and I don't know how to explain that to you, but there are tattoo artists out here that do not want to tattoo what you want to do. Even if it is something they want to tattoo, they still don't want to do it, and I can't explain those ones, and I'm sorry if you run into one of those guys. My best advice in that case is to just turn around and leave. There's a lot of people out here that want to do tattoos. There's no reason for you to waste your time talking to one of them that doesn't. Artist pushback is usually based on one thing, and that's respect. If you come into the studio and you talk to Terry, your stepdad up here, about the best way to get some tats because he has a couple tribals, that's not necessarily going to give you the best information to navigate through this. The other side of it is we are discouraged sometimes. I think we have been fighting against the current that was built in the 50s and 60s by traditional tattooing, and I don't understand that. I am not a part of that. I was never a part of that, and I probably never will be a part of it. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about, and that's kind of the point. So my focus is to help you get past artist pushback. So what I'm going to tell you is go in there and respect the artist. Get to know what it is he does best. Identify what you see in his work that actually inspired you to reach out in the first place. I have a lot of people that look at my portfolio as a tattoo artist and they also like what I talk about, so they'll reach out and say, hey, Nando, I'd love to get a tattoo from you. I love your work, love everything you talk about. But then they send me a photo and it's something completely outside of my wheelhouse. I do really bright, abstract color tattoo work, and if you ask me to do a small black tattoo on your 17-year-old daughter, you can understand why that may offend. I'm not the type to get offended by that. I don't have a huge ego. I don't operate under the same kind of things that a lot of these people do with that, but I want to help people tattoo. I want to help people get better tattoos, and I found kind of the middle ground so that I can talk directly to our customer on behalf of a tattoo artist and thousands of tattoo artists that I've met over the years. So show up, understanding what it is that artist does. Also be malleable. Be open to some suggestions. Be open to his artist creativity and him being able to have some kind of control over what is going to look the best. I can assure you, as a tattoo artist, I've been doing this for almost 20 years. There's never a time in my mind that I've ever thought about doing something less than my best tattoo on someone. So if that's what you're worried about, get that out of your mind. There's nobody out here like that. And if they are, I would be really surprised. There are some bad habits happening in our industry, but just completely messing up a tattoo on purpose is something that I don't really ever see happening. So I wouldn't worry about that. The next thing is going to be budget. It's hard for a client to understand this because generally, if you look back at the historical way tattooing has been done, there is no real price. There is no real way to price it. And some of the guys from the 50s and 60s that started to price things on the wall, they stayed right there forever, and they have not moved past this point. We have more colors than just 4 or 5 now. We can take credit cards. There's a lot more happening in the tattoo world, so we've completely revolutionized our tattoo business in order to keep up with it. Unfortunately, not everyone has in our industry, and you're going to run into some of that too. But if you show up to the studio, you understand that a tattoo could cost thousands of dollars, and that is okay with you because you also respect yourself and you care about your own skin and you want to get an awesome tattoo. Communicate that to the artist, to the gatekeeper, to the customer service representative, whoever may be there, or the third person, which I didn't talk about, and that's the non-existent. Sometimes at the front desk there is nobody there, and it is directly to the artist. So whatever you guys end up using from this, just know that you have options for that. And artist pushback can almost always be overcome by just showing up with a good, healthy understanding that it costs a lot of money to get tattooed by the best, and you have to wait a long time to get in with them sometimes. So just understand that and let them know that, because as a tattoo artist that was booked out years in advance in my younger days, I can tell you that it's nice to have a quick conversation where a client says, hey, I see that you're coming to Milan for this tattoo convention. I would love to get in with you. I have a few different ideas, and I'm not very rigid on what that means, on exactly how I want it. I love your style. I would love for you to have fun with it. My budget is 2,000 euros. That made my life super easy. I really respected how much work the client put into that, and we had such a great experience, and I made a lot of money. So I was out there really trying to prove to the client my value as well. So it's a win-win-win in my opinion, and that's why I'm sharing this stuff with you. Now, on to point number 3. The last thing that you can expect when you're walking into a tattoo studio is some confusion. And the confusion sometimes may be on details, sometimes it's on availability, and a lot of tattoo studios are just a tight-knit group of friends and artists that really just want to tattoo. And I totally understand that, so much so that I've built a really big company around that to help enforce that. I want to help artists to be able to focus on just being able to tattoo so that they can give a better product, but not everybody has focused on that the way that I have in our business, and the way that I've focused on giving a better customer experience here at Certified Tattoo Studios. But when you go to another studio, sometimes the confusion may just be based on simple things. So if you walked in there and you're already using some of the tools that I've shared with you so far, I think you're going to be able to clarify what your intent is. You're going to show up to the studio. You're going to say, I have thousands of dollars. I really respect that artist there. I understand that I may have to wait a really long time. I understand that it may cost me hundreds of dollars to get through the drawing process and to be able to approve the artwork. And I'm willing to do all that because I respect this. You would be surprised the amount of grace you're going to receive in a tattoo studio. And if you don't, take your dollars somewhere else, because that's what the client does. You guys can control the way the tattoo community works as well. And the longer that you guys keep putting up with these dumpy, rude, condescending jerks and gatekeepers, the longer they're going to be around. So starve them with your dollars, get better tattoos. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that it's going to help you unlock some better artwork for yourself. And come back to see us sometime. I'm sharing this information with people so that you guys can get better tattoos. Thank you for watching. My name is Nando Mondragon. I'm out.
What do you want to watch?
Yeah.